Greetings and welcome to Project Pandora. I am Darkling and this of course is Ark Survival Evolved. As you can see in the background, we've made some progress and started the placement of the first of 4 towers. I'm going to make a few little changes with it, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be where it actually gets put. Might be a little bit longer, but who knows. So stick around and hopefully you'll pick up a few new tricks. Okay, so I'm going to start today's episode by just flying up to the tower to get a bit of a feel for it as we move around it. Looking pretty good. I think I'm okay with the placement. A little bit further out might have been good, but that would have meant the top would need to be bigger as well. I'm really not keen on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to park in here and I've got to make a few changes. Like this has got to come out of here, and I'm going to have to grab some ceilings. Start with this part. It's going to go there, there, and there. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need for this, but just a few to start me off would be good, and that will make it a lot tidier on the inside. That's great. So what I want is a row of sloped tri around the outside. Probably should have brought a few more with me. Now I did think about making these glass, but I'm going to make above them glass. So it's more part of the floor rather than a window. It would be nice to have them as glass, but I think from an external view, I think that'll look a little bit funny. Oh, let's face the wrong direction. Okay, oh, am I happy with that? It is sitting a lot higher. Can I live with it? Why is it sitting so much higher than the others? I wonder if I could... Decisions, I might just try and snap that a little bit lower. See if it'll let me. Sorry, I just reached over, I realised I forgot to start my stopwatch, which is a really good start. Okay, so I need to get it there. Q, place. Okay, that's the spot we needed. So now that will hopefully act as a guide. snap the next into place. Okay, that snapped a little bit higher. Not the one we want. That's the spot. I know I'm talking a little bit less on this last couple of episodes. I'm concentrating a little bit more, which doesn't show because I made a lot of mistakes, but okay, so can't snap to the opposite because I have to move. Oh, now I'm pointing too high. Snapping pointing downwards, so I'll try and place it there. Don't even know where that one went. Okay, so that one there. That did snap higher. I'm not going to play with this one. It won't be quite as visible as the other ones, so it won't be too much of a problem. Get out of the way. Okay, so from here I need to put my windows in place, seeing as I've decided where those are going to go. In order to do this, I am going to build around. Well, apparently I'm out of try. What have I got? Ah, plenty. So I build a lip around the outside, which is nice and straightforward. Then I'm going to use that to snap the wall in place. Then I'm going to remove these tries, and it should look great. Nope, I want it up there. Okay, so I did I grab a stack of 100? Oh, they're right there. Don't mind me, I'm just a bit simple sometimes. Now, normally I would snap a wall below to create the lower snap point. I will not be doing that for this. It's not terribly important here, and I think the process would be rather annoying. So I'm going to have a row of windows. I don't know if I want to make them too high or not. I might actually make them too high. Then you've got a better viewing area. Oops. Okay, so what I'll do is those on my hotbar. I'm going to replace that one. then I'm going to stack these ones too high. Now I'm not 100% sure how the sloped walls are going to fit in here. This could end up being a little bit problematic. I won't know until I actually get them in place. She doesn't look that bad. I could in theory just block this off and just have this as a space that's just got nothing in it. I am actually tempted. That way you can easily run up here. But without it, there's more... No, this gives more floor space. I think I might actually fill this in. If need be, I would create a hidden storage underneath the floor. I do think it would look really cool having the slope section, the slope section, but I think in the grand scheme of things it's going to be better to just wall this across, ceiling this across. In theory I could remove that section of ceiling and open it up from below, which is still another option. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. So I'm going to need, I'll just take all of those. Now when it comes to actually doing the modelling of the glass, I'm not sure I'm going to bother doing that on camera. I tend to do pretty basic modelling. Like I'd probably just make this whole wall one window. Yeah, each of these would just be one window. And I'll fill in that way. So it's nice big broad expanses, and then I'd tint it so that it's one way. Now, because of the way I've decided to do this, I've got some changes to make here. So this will all be made into stone, I believe. Would look really cool. And let's face it, you don't want a bedroom with the ability to look in from above. Could tint the window above. Now I will need to ghost in and out of this room because of the way I'm doing it. If I had tech elevator on me, I would place that now. I love the reusable grapple, but last time I tried using that it crashed the servers. I think I will put a wall across here. Get that back section, that's fine. It's a nice workspace. Nice high ceiling. Get myself out of there. Oops. So I've got no more try on me, so I can't fill that space in this time. It's fine, I'll need to sort out the telepad. So what I'll do is I'll probably put the telepad in the very centre. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I've got to match it on each of the towers. So let's get more of this tower completed. I'm going to leave that hollow for the time being, just for better access. And oh, there we go. That's a bit more interesting. It's obviously not going to be visible through, but that definitely adds something to it. That shaping is really nice. Do I sound like I'm convinced? I sound like I'm actually trying to convince myself, don't I? So I'm gonna have a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. And again. Okay, so I now have my central gap. Come down off that. How far out is it? That's one. I'll do an overlap. And I need another one down to make the initial snap. And pull that bottom one off again. Okay, Hex. Also have a try on me, but I'm going to need a different kind of try anyway. Ooh. Now that is going to be a problem. No, it isn't. No, never mind. Don't panic. Because of the way I'm snapping in the tech elevators and doing the overlap, I need to hide more of a tile. So because I'm doing an overlap on the outside, I'm not going to worry if there's a little bit sticking out, it's going to hide that. So what I'm going to need is just take as much as I can carry of those. Okay, Okay, so I've got glass walls. I'm gonna need some more ceilings. Ooh, and my tech elevators, I really need them. 10 should do it. Did I? Wrong one. Yes, I've got some. So that's starting to look pretty bizarre. So the reason I've done this... Oh, actually... No, I'm going to pull those out anyway. I'm going to mount it. I'm just thinking I need to put Adobe ceilings in there, but the way I'm snapping it, it's not going to be a problem. Okay. First things first, let's get this tipped. The joys of a moving wire. Oh, that didn't help. I just wasn't quite fast enough. Mic's in the way, so when I tried to hit the fly, it was just a little bit too late. I really like that, that's cool. I've been wondering about painting it white. Have the whole base white except for the tips, which are adobe. A nice clay colour. Okay, so I'm just gonna hop on here. Set him to follow so he doesn't wander off. Or him, whichever. Okay, and then just this side. Nope. Okay, didn't want to snap to the opposite either. Show me how did that snap. Not sure. Oops. Now where's that funky one? There it is. Oh come on, I pressed the trigger. See, all this juggling of the demo gun, the reason that happens is I press buttons before the game is finished, the machine is finished processing it. So I tend to make a few mistakes like that. So I've already clicked a couple extra times. That did not snap. might end up leaving that. Again, who knows? I changed the design so much on the way that I never quite know what I'm going to do. Where are you? Looks a bit strange. What's going on there? Oh, okay. Nothing too major, just a piece sticking out. Is that missing one? It does look like it's missing one. Damn it. Had to be that one. Come on. It wouldn't have actually all dropped out if I'd finished placing the try along the top, but I didn't do that, so my fault. Let's get off. Whoa. Oh crap. Fine, if that's what you want to place. Not what I said to place. Probably is, but I'm going to claim it isn't. So what I'm going to do is create a scaffold to hold me, because moving it around so much that snap is proving to be just a little bit too annoying. Oh, almost didn't make that. But that went inside. Although I could have done it from here, so that actually looked promising. That indeed. Come on. Right. And trying to hit the keyboard, I managed to knock over the mic while I was at it. At least my quits came to my rescue this time. But there we go. I said, was it on this video or the last video that I hadn't fallen off for a while? I knew it was coming. Some more of those. Now, I think it's getting a bit dark. What did I do wrong? Oh, I didn't put the cheat in front. That's better. I'm sure you like being able to see what I'm doing. Stop it. It's really disorientating. So I'll be putting glass rails around the outside of this and allowing access to, like, through a door frame or something. Whoops. Now in theory I should be able to just pull that out now. You snap around the top. There you go. I could have just stuck a ramp down, but I didn't. And now I'm just going to block this off. I was thinking of making an observatory underneath each one, but I think at this point I'm just going to leave it. Do we need to bring the wall from there? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is a trick to get things in line. Oh, stop doing that. It's a nice easy trick. So in order for me to get the wall around the right direction, obviously I can't snap it to the ones up there and bring it down. If I snap it here and go upwards, I've then got to try and place a wall below. So instead of doing that, I'm going to just stick a few ceilings across here, and I'm going to snap to the bottom of them, which makes them face outwards. Whoops. And snaps them at the right height. I can then remove those, and it's all well and good. Now I need to work out, where is my central line? I think I'm going to use that as my central. So I will actually have to remove the ones I just put in there. And I'm going to need some squares. Well, just let me access the inventory and don't throw me around. I've got all those in there already. A small stack of those. Again, I'm going to put a connection on both sides. Come on. This is where having all the extra snap points proves to be a problem. There it is. No, it isn't. Damn you. Fine, do it like this. Now the mouse isn't moving, yet you'll notice sometimes the snap will actually jiggle from one to another. Probably should have done this before I placed some of the other stuff. Nope. That's the one. Now I'm not going to bother replacing that triangle in there. I could, but it's covered over, it's not a problem. Okay, so now what I have to do is get that snap. That one. And I do want to snap it on this side as well, at least in one spot. Oh, no, not that one. So if I Q, where does that try and put it? Ah! Take that. So I'm not going to do the snap on the other side, this will work. Quite cool how you can see down into it. I could remove the other ceilings in there, but I'm not going to at this point. So, now I can put these in place. There's plenty tall enough to fit a golem in here. Oh, that didn't work. That was a really bad jump. But let's have a look at our handiwork from a distance. There we go. That's pretty good. Not bad at all. So I might have to do something with windows just to pretty it up a little bit. I think we can go on to the next tower. Now there's actually going to be a fairly small size between them because I'm doing 4. So there'll be another one on the other side of this. Oh, I haven't finished the back end of this. We've got a stray one over there. So as you can see, there's a slight lip from that top wall. I'm not going to remove it because I can, and I can flip it around, but because it's a major snap point, I don't want to take the risk. What I would like to do, and I just know it's not going to... Oh, what are the chances? So seldom that I'll actually snap that easily. Okay, so that's one of the, I won't say towers complete, but that's the main structure completed. So from here, I'll have a look on the inside. It's looking pretty good. I don't see any major overlap. Like you can see a little bit of the walls along the top there, but nothing too bad. I'll need to fill that space in. That is plenty acceptable. So this area may still end up being glass to match in with the back towers. I'm not 100% sure what all the towers are actually going to be, but I'm going to make sure that they remain symmetrical because I love symmetry. So go out here. I guess it's this one. I knew one was going to fall. I was just waiting for it. Again, I'll take it out in a star pattern just to make sure I keep it even. The amount of times I have screwed this up is the reason why I actually do this particular method of pulling them out. Especially when you're trying to line something up and you get sort of confused as to where your original lines were. Ugh, it's such a nightmare. So we're going to need some more materials. That's cool, we can do that. So the way I factor in the length of a build, the structure is approximately half of the time it takes. Setting up anything like window tinting, window modelling, the actual rooms themselves, I actually really quite like that. It looks pretty decent. Okay, we're going to need more walls. Possibly not actually. Any of those tries. Might take a few more tries. Okay. I'll take more adobe. Yeah, I think that's what we needed. Oh, the quits is heavy. So as you can see, because I didn't anchor it to the very top where the alignment is out ever so slightly, I don't actually have a problem underneath because I snapped it to the underneath. Ideally I'd want everything lined up perfectly, but as I've stated before, the sloped roofs and ramps, when you're using them in a large scale like this, they do end up out of alignment. Would it be nice if they didn't? Yes, but last time something major like that was changed that I recall is when the I need some materials. When the ceiling tiles were adjusted, and that upset every single one of them, and I had just finished my first build using the actual tries and I was so gutted because I had to go through and completely replace them. Now, oh, I've got so many worlds with tries, I would hate to have to go through and redo it. They'd be pretty much write-offs. Some more again. Set up my hotbar. Need these. Come across. So what do we got? One on that side and three on that side. So the center is actually there. That was really stupid because I'm not high enough. Now, how high did I go? 2. But I will put the wall in so later on I don't have to watch which snap point that I'm connecting to. Save myself a bit of a job. Okay, 2 on each side. See, I'll compare this a couple of times with what I've got over there just to be sure that I'm getting it right. Measure twice, cut once, I believe is the expression. It's probably the only thing I actually do it in. Again, I'll double check where the floor level is. Of course I did take it off that, so it's not a problem. Why is that sticking out so much on that side? Is something going wrong? No, what's going wrong is that isn't set up properly. That's cool. I don't need that much of an anchor, but that's fine. Okay. Two. And I'm out of materials. Yeah, I'm taking deep breaths. I hope I'm not breathing too much on the mic. Dirty old man. Okay. So I will need to drop a wall around this, I believe. No, this drops the try off it. I'm gonna need that first lot of try. Not sure if that's enough, but I'll do for now. Is that right? That's from 3 to 2. Where does a 3 come from? Definitely ends up as 2. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is the central mark. How have I managed this? It is definitely 3. I took it down in 2 and then I expanded it into 3. So the level it's at, it should be 3. See, this is one of the reasons why I always say, if you can, do these kinds of things in one go. Because I guarantee you, if I walk away and have to come back to this, I will struggle to actually remember how I did all the placement. At the moment I can just go back and look and go, okay, yeah, I remember doing that. Quite enough. More please. Please sir, can I have some more? Terrible. Just so you know, one of the reasons I'm not talking at the moment is I've got an incredibly sore throat. I don't know if you can tell, it sounds a little bit grainier than usual. But I want to get this build further along. I'm looking forward to actually being able to post it. So I'm going to use the trick I was using on one of the other spots where you stand on top and snap downwards instead of trying to snap it from below on a flyer. Some of it will still be problematic, but it shouldn't be too bad. At least it isn't moving. Like, I believe it's fully possible to build stuff off flyers, but it does take a little bit longer. If this was a project for me on a server, of course I'd be doing it a little bit differently. Obviously I wouldn't be flying every time I fall off or ghosting out of anything. But that's not to say that I wouldn't actually build something like this on a server, because I totally would. I like this kind of base which takes your creatures off the ground, because it makes it incredibly difficult for anything wild to get near it. There's a few places that I've almost put bases and the mega neurospawns were enough to put me off. But if you build up high enough, you can get away from anything that naturally spawns. This would be a really cool build if you could build it on a mountain top and use glass foundations for the base work. That would be epic. What is going on here? Yeah, let's go with that, thank you. I actually wonder if I should have an entrance into them from inside here. Maybe I'll make that adjustment. Okay, so from here I need to some walls, some glass walls. I was hoping to get 2 of these towers completed today. That one's solid, and these ones are glass. Another glass. Ooh, need more. Into concentration mode. At least if I finish the front 2 towers a little bit, I won't be able to finish the whole things, I don't think, not with the time I've got left. What I might do is fill in the blanks of this on the next video, just so we can get more of a understanding of how this is actually going to look. Okay, that's way too close. I'm hoping it's not going to come down to 1 tower per video. That would be disappointing. These are a little bit more fiddly because of the way I'm doing the snap work on them, but Still, I'd like to be able to get these down a little bit faster. Now I want it to face outwards. An outward facing one. No! Up there. But I can see. I don't want to flip it because then it will go in the wrong place. Ah dear. That's the one. Okay, let's work from that. There's 1, 2. 3, 4. I'm actually just counting the other one while I'm at it. That's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and something to snap from. Oh, come on, just one more. Gotcha. I'm gonna need some tries. That is 2. 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Are you gonna let me get out of here? Yes you are. Okay, that's fine. So again, I'm going to use the trick of using a ceiling and snapping down from it to get snap points I need, because the top ones are being problematic, so I'm just going to skip that ordeal and go straight on to fixing it. That wasn't quite what I had in mind. Apparently I'm out of try. Oh, no, I'm not completely out. I've got some more. Whoops. Okay, now I can step down from those. Okay, let's see if it's placing in that spot. Oh, now I have possibly got him stuck this time. Helpful hint for new players: don't build your owners into a building if you want to get them out again. Now I can pick up most of these. Yeah, I was worried about pulling the trigger again. Glad I didn't. Maybe forward a bit. Oh no, he's stuck. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, come on, I was on the outside. It didn't just ghost, I swear. Slam him into the wall over there. If I could have gotten enough space to hop off, I could have finished building this wall and then pulled the roof out, and then he wouldn't have been stuck. But hey, whatever. Well, I hate to say it, but it looks like I've come to the end of the time for today. I really did want to get more of this completed before I wrapped up, but that's what happens when you have some fiddlier stuff. With any luck, I'll get more done on the next one in one go. I'd like to be able to get both of the other towers done in the next video. I'm not going to promise it because it depends on what issues I have. As you can see, we're starting to get something a little bit more interesting going on. So it's not quite there yet. But if you like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and stick around and hopefully you'll see the end of this build before long. If you do like the process that I go through or have any questions, do feel free to join my Discord. The link is in the description. So take care and enjoy your building.